3 kids down in the white. Got businesses, they advice. All I really want is a slice.
They said America free. They said America white. Black men killed and shit.
They said there used to be a blue truck driving around selling drugs. So when we first started the business, it was real hard for us. We never knew why we was targeted all the time. But apparently people was going around saying we had drugs in the truck. So they, you know, put the dogs on the truck. Told us they was going to cut all our snacks open. You know. We went through it with the law. We went to City Hall multiple times. They made new ordinances on us. Noise ordinances, being in neighborhoods, selling ordinances, all kind of ordinances.
But we went to the meeting that one night and I said something.
We broke out at that meeting.
It was like they never really bothered me again. Now I'm like I can go around driving with no tags on this John.
But at one time, I don't think, at one time we would have police follow us from hood to hood though, and like 5, 6 deep, just hop out and just stand right near the truck and be like, what are you selling?
What's good, YouTube? We back with another episode of the TrakWolf Godcast. I'm your boy TrakBeatz. We got my man Cheno Bliss in the building with us today. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do something a little different over here. Keep this content flowing. You know what I'm saying? Making sure we dropping some knowledge and bringing some people out different perspectives and opinions and things. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, you know what I'm saying? We got Tony motherfucking Testimony in the building with us today.
Yes, sir. Definitely in the building, guys.
What's good, bro, man? So tell the little people a little something about yourself, man, because you've been out here making moves and waves for a long time, man.
Myself, I'm from Charlottesville. I'm a what you want to call it, a Charlottesville native. Born and raised. Just came up as the average street dude that grew and transferred into trying to, live life in a different fashion. You know what I mean? It's, that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you said you grew up in Charlottesville. Like, what area in Charlottesville you grew up in?
Well, starting off in my early childhood, I lived in when I first was born, I lived in Prospect. Started off like my first couple of years up until like first grade living over there. Then when my mom got her little Section 8 voucher and whatever, got the crib, moved us over to Cherry Avenue.
Yeah.
Up in that Fifeville area, like Grove Street. If you know, it's like the street that run across like where the hospital at.
Yeah.
So it was like I was kind of like in a good little area. My mom always worked at the hospital, so she always liked to live near there. She don't drive when it snows or nothing. You know what I mean?
She can still get to work.
She can still walk to work. Exactly. Get that paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm right up from over that side of town, and I grew up like at Forest Hill Park, on Prospect, going to Boys and Girls Club over there on that side of town and stuff like that in my younger age.
So what was the environment like when you were growing up over there in Cherry Prospect?
It was, how they said the good old days, you know what I mean? Because like now when you think about how shit is now, it's different, but when you think about then, it was like all fun, you know what I mean? Just like riding bikes, going to the park, playing basketball all day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When the sun up to the sundown, just going swimming. In the summer at the little pool they had, the little toe pool at Forest Hill, the 2-foot Joe. You dive in that joint to break your face.
Like I broke my face a couple times diving in there.
Yeah. So, but you known around town for doing something like special, you know what I'm saying? Something that's extraordinary that most people don't do and not really like known for, but you known for putting that footwork in for something, one thing in particular that's blue.
And yellow.
Blue and yellow make green.
Yeah, that was the motto when you came up with it. Yeah, he was like, boy,
yellow make green when the store truck on the scene.
Yeah, I remember, bro, when it first came. You had the card, boy.
Yeah.
You gave me a flashback because that was on your business card actually.
I think it was.
When you first came out, I had to be like 16 something.
It was like a flyer, right? Was it the flyer on? flyer.
It may have been. I just remember. I think it had dots on it. That was like. And then I just remember that slogan because I was like, boy, that's hood. That's a hood rich right there. That's spectacular, boy.
That's pretty catchy.
Yeah.
So like, how'd you come up with that legendary concept?
When I got the trucks, when I got my first truck, when I finally figured out that this is what we were gonna be doing, I was like, I want a catchy color, something that really stands out. And I was like, my favorite color really is red, but I ain't want to do no red truck, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like, blue and yellow, those are the two brightest colors I could think of. And I didn't think of those colors at first, to blue and yellow make green, but that happened to just fall in place because if you know your color, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then blue and yellow make green. But I just decided to I don't know what the question was again. I got lost to go off a little bit.
How you coming with the concept?
For the blue and yellow make green.
Yeah, and
the
store
everything,
truck.
the store truck itself.
Yeah.
I was just when I transferred originally, like when we first started, like hustling, we was not selling little bud and stuff like that, and then as I got a little older, we went into like shirts and hats. I was a booster and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I would have this hat right here, like 10 of them. You know what I mean? And we'd be having them all kind of. I was selling stuff, and then the knockoffs came out. The Jordans, we was getting them from Richmond. That's when you could go down there in the warehouse.
Yeah,
and you'll go get them, and then you'll have them in the trunk, and you pop the trunk and have shoes for sale out the trunk. So when I got the truck, I was like, I'm always selling stuff. So I was just like, what can I sell? What else can I sell? And at first, we was just thinking like an ice cream truck, but it was way bigger than an average ice cream truck. So we went ahead and was like, we're gonna sell whatever. So we had everything like shirts, hats, Scully's, Lon John's, and then we had the store stuff too. Just all kind of, just a peddler. That's what they call it.
Yeah,
a peddler. That's the license that you would look for if that's what you was looking to do.
So what made you go into going to get the truck? Like, because you could have stayed out the trunk, but instead you went to get a truck. Or was you looking at something else and that's what you came up with?
Nah, actually, I was doing the business before, and that's my fault.
You good?
Yeah.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah. We live people. We not taking no cuts and no breaks.
All right, so I was doing when I first came home, I had started doing taxi cabs.
Yeah.
And I was doing a cab for a while, and one day I got hit on High Street with my cab, and they cut me a check for like $3,000 or something like that. I went to the auction, then I seen the truck, and we was just kind of like, it was like $1,000 for the truck, and then we was just like, what we gonna do with it? We was like, I don't know, but we can live in it. We was just willing to do anything. We didn't even know it was gonna be a store or nothing like that. We just got the truck because it was a nice big truck for that price. And we just sat it in the yard, and we thought about what we was gonna do with it. After a little bit of thinking, I'm just like, I'm gonna sell something.
Yeah.
And then I just kept getting stuff, and then I get new stuff, and I'm still getting stuff. Like, if you got something right now, like, cool, that I can sell, I would add it. I just keep on getting more stuff, you know what I mean, like, as I go.
So, like, what was your main demographic? Who was, like, your main customers, or, like?
That's what people, that's my, I go to, well, now, I go a lot of different other places, but when I first started, I only went to like the neighborhoods that I knew because I didn't get love nowhere else. Like if I pulled up downtown, they'll look at my little truck and be like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everywhere I went, they would do that. But when I pulled up in the hood, everybody showed love. You know what I mean? Every hood, boom. Every hood, And that's what I started to do. Every day that was my route. I would go through every low income housing in Charlottesville, the place that's where I was most comfortable at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could pull in and sit there and I was good. And I had people and people already knew me, so they was coming up talking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So definitely it was like the neighborhoods, the subdivisions in inner city. That's where I started at, where most of the mostly the black communities really.
Yeah. And like I hear one obstacle you had was some people or certain areas, people in certain demographics not really being receptive to you. So like what's some other issues that you face with the store truck when you first started?
Well, when I first started, I went about everything the right way. I went and got my license and everything that I needed. I didn't I just got my business license and went at it. And then when I started going out in the streets, I started getting pulled over by the police and stuff like that, harassing me, asking me questions like, what am I doing? What am I selling? I would be out late at night, like maybe like 9 o'clock maybe. And I get the police to come up to my truck and be like, what are you doing out here? You're not selling ice cream this time of night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like a lot of police harassment. They searched the car. They stopped me. Actually searched the truck a couple times. It got to a point where I had to my church that I go to I had a pastor with a good relationship at that time.
Yeah.
And he had heard what was going on, and he was like, if anything ever happened, call me. You know what I mean? So he was like a lawyer on standby, kind of like, you know what I mean? So when I got pulled over, I called him, and he'd just come and like be on the scene with me. You know what I mean? Make sure there's nothing, but they'll say slick stuff like, he's clean this time. He's good this time. We'll get him. I'm like, what? Like, and honestly, I was not. I never hustled off my truck before. Never hustled off the truck.
Yeah. But you had your family with you on the truck too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would see the fam out there moving around with you, doing everything. Staying in the mix with you.
Yeah, I always try to do a business, something that I could have my kids with me while I'm doing it. Because it was like, we tried daycare, we hear some scary stuff happen.
Yeah.
So we don't really do daycare. So we was like, we juggle. She grind and I grind when we can like that because, and then, you know, we don't really got immediate family that's helping us with the kids. So I had to think of something. I could just load the kids up and be like, let's ride. But it started when I started it all 10 years ago. I didn't have kids. I had my first kid. He grew up in the truck. Everybody know him in all the neighborhoods. He's 10 now. And then I got another one that's 9. He been in there. They grow. They like the first when you born, your first car seat is in the truck. You know what I mean? In the front seat with me. So when you get a little older, you go in the back, and then the next one come in the front. You know what I mean? And they learning now. I'm just driving the truck.
Yeah.
They running it. I don't even gotta get up. I'm just like Junior back there like 10:30, 10. And everything. You feel me? And the other little homie, he getting the snacks handed him out the window.
Yeah.
So he like 10, so I'm like, 5 more years, he gotta drive. What's up? You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I mean? They like
you gotta drive.
If they could drive there now, they would do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I could, like if we had an event, like at the park basketball tournament or something like that, I can leave. I might have somebody in here with me. I could go right here and talk to you. Yeah. Like me and Savage to chop it up, boom, boom, boom. And then I'm just looking at them and they like, next. You know what I mean? They running it. I'm like, oh. So it feel good though to see them like doing it though.
Yeah, that's what's good, man. So like, was that something that like you instilled in them, or was it just kind of like following the flow? Like they just kind of knew they just being around you, so they just kind of picked up routine from that.
Yeah, they kind of from just being around, they had to learn like hearing it, because at a certain age you can't mess with the money, you can't even hand nothing out. You only can just like get it out the freezer. That's your first lesson. Like you know, a kid learn quick, so you say Skittles, they know what that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after they can master getting every snack when they call it you the go getter. And one of them at the window, the oldest, and he just like oatmeal pie. You gotta get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now they both old enough where they both can do it their own self. So they can both. I don't need two of them, and one of them need to be on another truck. I'm working on. I got like 3 now. Like 3 trucks now. So, like I said, I didn't say last time, but like I said, now I'm trying to get help. So I'm gonna be offering like people driving positions. You know, if you got a driver's license, you want to work like 5 or 6 hours. Like $12 an hour, you know what I'm saying? Something. It ain't gonna be a lot of hours, but it's gonna be something that you can still make some money off doing. You know what I mean? And a couple people that helped me run it this summer coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For 10 years, I've been doing it. My back hurting. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no.
I'm just saying, like, for real.
He's like, nah, for real, my back hurting. I work out hands out here. I got kids, I got a wife, boy.
My hair long, my shit.
Straight up. It's a lot that contribute to my back.
Yeah, so basically, everybody people come up to me and be like, so you've been doing this for a while. It's about that time. It is. I still want to have. For a while.
How does your back feel?
I still want to. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those business owners that's on ground with my people though. Like, I ain't gonna tell you to do nothing I ain't gonna do. You know what I mean? Like, if you over there in the truck, if you in the truck, if y'all two is in the truck and I'm in the truck, I'm out there. I'm gonna be doing it with you. Like I'm out there leading it by example. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I guess for a while until I really get it mastered, then I'll probably do something different. That's my goal though, is like to really like have it running and they call me when they need something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I want to be in the studio, or maybe not even that, but get that running more. Maybe have somebody in there. You know what I mean? Then, you know how they do when you get multiple businesses. You got to be able to build it and walk away. Because if not, you just basically you just working a regular job just for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's the whole point. You doing what, you know, I be saying a lot of us got to get in the space of doing, which is creating your own, you know what I'm saying? Being your own boss. I know that shit can be difficult sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But that's life, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get used to being uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? If you really trying to get to where you trying to get to, you know what I'm saying? But, on that note, we're going to slide to this break and we're going to swing right back to y'all.
This that savage shit.
Do you think you got that offer from her? Because that's a sweet deal based on like your character, your work ethic. Like, why do you think she offered you something like that?
So she was the dispatch. So she was at the company. So I was definitely like one of those late night drivers when ain't no more drivers out.
Yeah.
Like Tony's, you could count on me. Nobody's asleep. He out. He up.
Yeah.
So I guess it was like more like the first dibs. So I was always in the office, like late night, bringing them little. You do that for the dispatch. That's how you get the money in the cab. Back in the old days,
give you the calls first.
Yeah, they give you the calls. You ask them they want food and shit. She was just like, my car in £1 if you want it, you can get it.
Okay.
And I was paying like she'd hear me crying about the lease every week. After that, it just went into me getting it, owning it, feeling it, ownership, and then I was able to help other people drive.
Exactly.
Like get cars and help other people drive.
So how was that experience for you as far as like adding the network to your, you know what I'm saying, your repertoire? Like, because now you're driving and you got all kind of people in and out the vehicles, you know what I'm saying? Was you running into people outside of like the usual people you made good connections with and be like, yo, like you grew some work from them, you know what I'm saying, or was able to reach out to them from, you know what I'm saying, your first ventures into the cab business?
I don't really understand exactly what you was asking me, but...
So, like, have you met anyone worthwhile while driving?
Oh, I mean a lot of people just like us more than like.
Yeah, just
because being in Charlottesville, sometimes I meet somebody just from out of town. I lost the contacts, but sometimes every once in a while I meet somebody that's like flying in from Atlanta or LA or something, doing something like that, and they tell me they hear my music and they ask me like, you know, you do music, and then they show me their little, you know, stuff like that. But other than that, I find like people who just sing and want to do stuff like, you know, you sing or da 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 with the music and stuff. I meet a lot of producers and beat makers and stuff like that. But other than that,
you still be in contact with some of them to this day?
Yeah, one of my best friends actually I met in there. He was from Richmond, and I had picked him up, and the same thing. And he was like, just moved to Charlottesville, and he had studio equipment. You know what I mean? And
that's good networking connections. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that kind of business puts you around a lot of different kind of people. Even though with you being right here, like in this location right here, it's still like university based right here. You know what I'm saying? You still got the hospital right there, and you still got downtown. So it's still a little bit of everything. But mostly everything was set. Basically, it sounds like in the same areas, the people that would call in and go around. So how did that spark the next venture for you? Because you was technically still working for somebody, but kind of working for yourself.
Yeah, so I guess they say one thing leads to another. I was driving a cab one day. You know what I'm saying? I was driving a cab one day on East High, down by the courthouse, just coming down the street by myself. Some lady, like right in front of the lawyer office, just came out, bang, hit my cab. Same little cab, you know what I'm saying? Same cab I got for $200. But that, you know, I had insurance and all of that. She swiped it then, and they cut me a check for like $2,500.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm gonna take this money and put it back into business. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what I'm gonna do? And it was actually like a Tuesday, and that's when everybody's big and going to the auction, the Colonial auction.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna go get me a new cab. You feel me? I'm gonna go to the auction. We get to the auction, we really want nothing out there, but we see this big ass box truck, just like 10 years ago. Me and my wife had just got married or whatever, so this was like the first year that we went to the auction, and we seen this big truck, like this 24-foot, looked like a U-Haul type shit. And it looked like an RV kind of, and I was like, shit, we could live in this joint. You know what I'm saying? And she was down when you had no kids then, you know what I mean? She's like, we could live in this. So then I was like, we could do something to it. We didn't really know what it was gonna be, but it was like $1,000. Yeah. So I just got it. Then we got 2 cars out now, the car and that. You know what I mean?
That's
and then,
a pretty good price.
We just parked it, and then I just thought for a minute, and I was just like, we're just coming home and shit. And I was like, I know a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? So what can I was like, I want to use that same hustle. I could sell, and you know how you say, hustle, I can sell anything, you know what I mean? So I was like, I looked at the truck, and the first thing I thought about, I was like, man, I could do an ice cream truck or something like that, but shit was way too big, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like an ice cream truck, you could fit all kinds of shit in here. And I was like, and that's when we just like went to Sam's Club and just bought a couple boxes of shit, started riding around through the hood. We ain't had no stickers or nothing, it was just a plain truck. And we just started, and that's when the store truck had started. And then I'm 10 years in and now, still in the business right now. I do other stuff, but that's how it led, like you said, the cab led to that. So it was an accident. Hit it. And then it just turned into that.
That's such a crazy metaphor, accident, because it really was an accident too, you know what I'm saying? Like the duality behind that.
And then it just grew as it grew, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if we're going to keep going on that topic, but that's how I switched over though into this truck. That was my first truck. That was 10 years.
But it didn't stay ice cream the whole time, did it?
Nah, it went, man. It's like, yo.
So when
he was like, hold on. Niggas like, because I don't even remember everything I did. Because I always believed, like, it was hard for us to,
I remember some of the stuff.
But it's hard for us to, like, to go, like, with no credentials and felonies and shit to go up to a storefront and be like, I want to rent this building. You know what I'm saying? To do whatever we want to do. A urban shop, a urban boutique or whatever. Anything we want to do. They always look at us like, or we say we're gonna do something, it's like, but if you come out there in Charlottesville and you open a bakery or something, you good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always was big on mobile. I was like, can't nobody take it from me.
Yeah.
So I had this truck, and I was like, first I started with the snacks in the back, and the truck was so big, it was probably like almost the size of this motherfucking living room almost, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, we cut it in half, and then I did barbershop up front one time, and then I done that for a while. I was like, all right, I added the studio in there, you know what I'm saying, to go around recording people. I just keep trying, but I never pushed nothing to the max, and I kept changing too fast.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But I just be like, dang, we're always doing something. And then I went to the wholesaling clothes. You'll come up and look inside. I had the studio clothes and shit hanging up. Just all kinds of hustles and shit, but I always was mobile with it.
That's pretty creative. Because even when you saying that concept with, you saying like everybody said it hustle, but when you say that, people usually have one track of what they mean by hustle, you know what I'm saying? It's in that same field. I ain't got to label everything, but y'all know what the fuck we talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you really know how to hustle, you can take your ventures anywhere, you know what I'm saying? It's like what they say, you can sell water to a well. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so like I called it the store truck. That was one of the most legendary.
Still is.
If I was about to say, if not the most legendary entrepreneurial thing I've ever seen in Charlottesville.
Yeah,
so, did you have any problems as a felon riding around selling stuff out of your truck?
Yo, I was just thinking, like, what talking about? You know what I'm saying? But
this was the start of it.
You know, somebody got to bring it out of you. But
yeah,
when you said, have I ever had a problem? So I was actually working on a documentary just them on that, like just talking about just the process of making in Charlottesville they suck up all this racism shit. The process of being a black business owner in Charlottesville was something like that.
Yeah,
make them feel real sorry for me. Yeah, go fund me. Give me a couple million. Let's help him. Let's bit of business. You know what I'm saying?
BLM at your door.
Yep. No, but for real. So when I first started, we was riding. I had the generator on the back. Still got the generator, but at first they tried to say I was a noise ordinance.
Yeah.
So if people would call me like he's out here with this loud generator, they'll come with the thing. Oh, it's not over the thing. So they couldn't stop that, right? So people still didn't like it. I even didn't like it. I was like, I don't like the people not liking something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I kept going or whatever. I really want nothing. And then it was like, because I want like one of the business, like most businesses when they come out, they be downtown, everybody know who they are, or it's a new business, it's just open. No, I just knew how to start a business. I just went, they got my business license. I ain't make it a big, I don't even think shit was really all popping on Facebook like that, talking about too much and that. But like I wasn't really out there, you know. I started a business like underground. It
was on foot.
Yeah, and I just pushed it the way I wanted to do it, and they ain't understand it. So the cops would like follow me and pull me over and search the truck. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about dogs, all that. Like they be like, we got we got a tip that you selling drugs off the truck, and then they'll be like use that as an excuse to search me and stuff.
Yeah.
Then I actually knew a guy who was working. This is top secret type shit, but anyway, I knew a dude who was working for this city. I just say for the city, and he kind of was involved with the people that was like in the city council and all of that. You know, when they be talking about the topics of the town. Yeah. And he's like, I'm a topic. And I'm like, what? Yeah. He was like, it's a section in the city council meeting where they put it out talking about street vendors and there's some guy with a loud generator and he's selling drugs and shit like that. It's gonna happen. They want to say your package. Like niggas said your package drugs and your snacks. I remember like it was yesterday. Hey, listen.
That don't even make sense. Why would you pull up with the loudest truck handing out work?
Because they think we stupid. You know, somebody did it before. Yeah. No, somebody did it before. Because like some of the old OGs, like from not Prospect, from Charlottesville, like rest in peace, Rocky from over the projects, the mechanic dude used to work on the car and shit. He used to tell me like it was some dudes from DC and out of town that came here and they was doing that. And they were, you know what I'm saying? They were selling, they got busted and everything. So they was kind of like, they ain't seen nothing since then, I guess, but I never knew about that. But yeah, they searched my car and wouldn't find nothing. They'll say shit like, he's clean this time.
Like he was dirty before?
You know, and then one time, I'm gonna just say this one last thing about the police. And then one time I was at the African festival. You know how the food trucks be lined up on the side. I was like in the coffee shop behind them, just parked over there. And one, I don't want to say the cop name, because I don't remember if that was his name or not. But he came to me and was like, "You gotta move. You ain't paid to be here." I was like, "But I got a Charlottesville city's license to be in Charlottesville." Yeah. He was like, "But this you're taking away from the vendors that paid to be here." I was like, and we was just going back and forth, and he was just like, "You need to get out of here now." He was like, I was like, "Well, you want to lock me up, don't you?" He was like, he said, "Nah, because when I get you, it's gonna be for something big." He said, "Who do you think you are, Mr. Adams? You think you a changed man?" This is the man told me.
Nah, bro. Yeah, they say the craziest shit. I've heard. What do you think? You're a paralegal? I was like, nah, bro. I just know human rights.
That's crazy. It's like, it's crazy how when a motherfucker got some common sense, you know what I'm saying, they want to figure out another way to flip it like a nigga dumb. You know what I'm saying? But niggas got more intelligence than that. You know what I'm saying? But on that note, we're gonna cut to this break and we're gonna slide right back to y'all.
We was on Prospect playing basketball and we used to see the ice cream truck come through. We hit the truck and we just know it's touching.
That's what I want to do. I ain't gonna lie. I want to go.
What's some like good memories you remember? Because you said you grew up in the 80s in the Prospect area, Cherry area. What's some like good memories you got from that era in your childhood?
That's crazy because I said Forest Hill, you know what I'm saying? But the highlight of our joint back in the day, it was Parks and Rec, man. You know what I'm saying? Like just going to the park, going to Kingston, they're going to the swimming pool, playing kickball against the neighborhood over there. And back there, it ain't like that no more. The rec's different now, you know what I'm saying? But everybody just went to the park or either the Boys and Girls Club. But other than that, like us playing ball at the park, watching the older dudes from the hood ball and stuff like that, shoot free throws for $100, you know, shoot at the park, you know.
Oh, you on that Nino Brown stuff, niggas out there like
money and stuff like that. You know, but other than that, it was just going to the park. Really, it was really the only thing we really did is really you go and I mean until the teenage years, that's when we started doing music. But as a youngin', it was just like going to the park and just that was it. Outside, playing outside. You know what I mean?
There was a lot more outside time back then.
Yeah.
It was less technology.
Seemed like it was all outside.
Yeah, it was all outside.
So like, did you have like brothers and sisters coming up? You know, only child. Like
I got one sister that I like. I got another sister, but one sister that we got the same mom.
Yeah.
We got different days, but they grew up in the same house with me. One sister. And then I got another sister that I filmed about, like after my dad passed, like we reunited with Facebook and stuff like that. But it was just me and my little sister.
For sure. So like, at what point did you start getting into music? Was it younger, you know, older?
So real like, I want to say we was recording on the, you know, when we had the tapes. You put the paper down in the joint and you record with the old tape player.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it is, but
I was young.
You had to press two buttons then. You had to press
it was a play and record. Exactly.
Yeah, my first tape that I bought was MC Hammer, nigga. So
I was born. I was 91. I was just born then.
So was you doing music around the boombox era?
I was one of the first people on the boombox.
Yeah,
if you ask anybody from the boombox, they'll definitely say I was up there. You know what I mean? Like
I had just moved down here and I was hearing about the boombox. I was living in one farm, so I was like, yo, everybody keep talking about the boombox. You tune in at 10, you know what I'm saying?
So before that, I ain't gonna cut you off, bro. Before that, so I started to record just doing that in my house, and like my mom had friends and shit. Me and my sister do a little routine, but when it really started was the Music Resource Center, and I was in Buford. I think it was I think I was in like 9th grade in Buford.
Ninth grade was in Buford back then?
No, I was in 9th grade. I thought I was in Buford, but I was in 9th grade. But my bus stop was at Buford because I lived on Cherry.
Okay.
That bus stop right there when you come up from GoCo and that cross guard always be right there.
Yeah,
that was my
right
bus
at the
stop.
back. Yeah.
So I get off the bus right there and dip to the walk across the train tracks where the hospital at, and we go to the Music Resource Center.
Yeah.
And that's when Clee and Ivan, it was like the first when the studio first began really, and we actually had our first CD up in Plan 9 when we was back there. It was me, Chris Newman. It was me, Chris Newman, Curtis Brown, that's Newman brother, Bump Brown, Mankey, rest in peace, Fat God. People like that back in. It was some more people too though, but we was Marivetti, and then it was Illicit. And Chris Newman and then we was like arch enemies. Like we was in the same grade. It was like me, Quentin Massey, White Boy Mikey Moya, John L. They still rap John L. and Larry Grady. They the Links, I think now. And a couple other people and shit like that. But it was just at the Music Resource Center. But then after you hit 12th grade,
it's over.
They just cut you off and stuff like that.
So around what age did you start music?
Probably like 13.
13, yeah.
And started really recording though when we hit the Music Resource Center though, like at 15. We was in CHS in the courtyard, like.
So what was the music, what was that, like mid-90s?
Mm-hmm.
What was the Music Resource Center like in the mid-90s, bro? Because I can't even imagine.
So it was way better than it is now. It was actually in a venue. It was like called Traxxas and Max's.
Yeah.
And it was like when you at the hospital, right where that new Draftsman at, right across over the other big building, it's the Flats, I think, the one right there. It was a big club. Yeah. It was 2 sides. It was called Traxxas and Max's. But of course, there was rock and roll bands and stuff there. That was it. Every once in a while, you'll get a black Wu-Tang or some shit. You know what I mean? To come through or something like that. But it was like a big thing, and so we was upstairs. It was like this studio upstairs that Dave Matthews donated because he owned the whole building.
Exactly.
He donated the upstairs, and then they had like 5 different rooms, and it was all soundproof. You had one room over here, Chris Newman, and then all you had was 2 turntables, and you just in this little room, like a little box. Each room was like a different size. The turntables was just a little room. You be in there mixing. Then you go to the other room, and nigga had some drums. Other room, they had the loop machines. Every room was different, but you had to go to the front desk to rent out whatever you want. Like if you want to record, you got to get a mic and a mic cord. And it was just nice, and you can go to any room you want. And then they had a lobby, we could all sit in there and just, then every couple months, all the talent would make some stuff, and then they have a show down in the big room, like where the concert place at, and people from the town would come, do music and shit. But that was fun music days when they used to have talent shows.
So what motivates you to continue doing music? Because you have that, you've been doing it for a while now, so you got to have something that kind of motivates you to continue the process.
I ain't gonna even lie. It's really like what it is in my era, it wasn't none of this technology. I think we had to say MySpace had just took off and shit. What was after MySpace, whatever came after that, but we didn't really have all that stuff. But we was like living that shit. Like if we used to always say, like, if we would have had this shit when we was coming up, you know what I'm saying? Like that. So that's what happened. You have all this talent from the earlier ages. Now the young nigga can just have a little bit of time to get on his joint and drop a line right now, and everybody give him 1 million likes. You know what I'm saying? But back then we was on the fashion. We was going to New York. We was going to DC. We was traveling. All we needed was a camera back then. And that won't even shit won't even like that then. But the shit that we was doing, you would have think niggas was rappers for. We was really. When you back in the day, niggas was more really doing it instead of doing it for the camera because we had no camera. Man. You know what I mean? Yeah. We was doing it for real because we weren't doing it for the camera. We ain't like cameras. Exactly. You come around with the camera, you can't come around with the camera back then.
I still be carrying it the same way. Like even maneuvering around doing the work that I do is still weird. Like when I have to go out in public and put the camera on people because I'm one of the people that grew up around that era, so it's like. yo, what the fuck you got the camera on me for? You supposed to ask or let nigga know you pulling the camera out first, you know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, it's different. You could just pull the camera out and hold it at somebody's face, you know what I'm saying? Dare them to do something. It was a completely different way then.
Well, just since then, it was like me and a couple other dudes. We had got a little spot and we wanted to do a studio, and we had got a whole lot of equipment, and a lot of them had got locked up. You know what I'm saying? And I made it through the cracks, and when they was gone, I was still making music. You know what I mean? They was hearing me on the radio and shit. Like, they keep going. Good. You know what I mean? And then I always had my own studio for 12 years, but I never promoted it to the public. Like, I always just record myself or me and my friends, and always recorded music. You know what I mean? And so I always, and now I got kids and they like music, so it's like it's going down into them. So that's one of the reasons that keep me going. But other than that is that I feel like when we was doing it, that we didn't get really recognized, because it was like back then it was hard to get outside of Charlottesville. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now it's like I'm like, damn, I'm getting to this age, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, I'm gonna put my kids through it, but we're gonna try to do this shit one time too for the new technology. Yeah, you know what I mean?
So the kids is rapping now too, or singing, both maybe?
Yeah, they rap it mostly though. They'll do whatever.
You got them some channels like YouTube and
definitely. They the
TikTok.
Idols boys. They the Idols boys on YouTube. They got a couple music videos, and they more at it than me.
Yeah.
They when we gonna make some videos. I'm like, I gotta do this. And, if I moved off their energy, and that's sad to say. You know what I'm saying? But and it's good for me to feel the way, because it ain't like I'm forcing them to do nothing.
Yeah. Exactly.
They we got to make some songs, and I'm like, shit. So I just purchased them some new beats. That's when my wife was like, "Did you just buy some beats?" You know what I'm saying? The beats. I just had some beats for them. I don't know. I guess I get them to resend them or something.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah.
That's what's good, man. Y'all make sure y'all check out, you know what I'm saying, the little ones too, man. We always trying to support, man. What they see us doing, they most likely gonna follow suit, you know what I'm saying? So if you doing nothing, try to figure out what you can do, you know what I'm saying, to lead them in a better direction. But that's dope, man. My little daughter, she be doing music too. She done recorded 3 songs already now. At 4,
I was about to say she 4,
While we on that topic, I'm just gonna go ahead and promote the spot. And so I always been home based. Wherever I live at, I make some kind of way. If I gotta reconstruct the room to make it into a studio, you know what I mean? Yeah. But now I finally got a public spot. I've been in it for a year, just building it. And I've let a few artists from Charlottesville in there, just because they see me posted on Facebook, the process that let me get in there, and I'm not really finished, but I let people come in there still. But I got a spot that's gonna be, right now it's open for real. Yeah, it's open for real. But I didn't really put it up grand opening yet. That's what I really wanted to do, because people just take it for granted how special a grand opening is. Yeah. Because if you be like, oh, you got a studio? You'd be like, how long you had that? But if you was like, yo, if you make some noise with it, it's a grand opening, it would generate that traffic from the start. Because you'd be like, yo, my man got a grand opening, I'm gonna go to his grand opening. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do it like that, like a radio ad. I'm working on that now. And I want to promote it I want to market it. But it's coming soon. I still don't even got a name for the studio. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Because I don't really feel like it can put a name on it, really. So I just...
when you get the name, it's going to come to you.
So right now, it's just... The studio is there, and it's a nice vibe, man. You can feel it's real.
So how long did it take you to build?
It only took me 3 months to build, but I don't be in there every day. It's just doing all my other businesses and then doing that. And that's the least thing that's getting the least of my attention. Yeah. When it should be getting the most I feel like it should be getting more, but it's getting there though.
So what are some of the other ventures that you have going on as well with, you know what I'm saying, with the music and the truck when you want to have that operating, you know what I'm saying?
So with the music ventures, then is that what you saying?
Well, what other ventures do you have going on outside of the music and the food truck? Because you say you have some other things that take away from you getting in there.
Just because that's why I say I should be spending more time in the studio because it can't generate income. But since it's not, I'm just paying for it, the space, and so I gotta just work. You know what I'm saying, to keep it going because I'm not really. So I'm just basically just working really like.
Gotcha, you funding everything.
I'm funding it, basically, that's why I'm not doing it much. So I'm working more. Like I got my CDLs and shit. You know what I'm saying? And
that's good shit.
I mess with Uber. You know what I'm saying? I just do all kinds of little stuff.
Shoot videos.
Yeah, I do that.
You do like so much.
That's the problem. That's why an old man told me to focus on one thing, but I just can't do that one thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, but yeah, it do mess you up though sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it's a lot to manage when you got so much going on at one time.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot to manage. So, do you feel like some of these like concepts and ideas is like coming down to your kids and like as far as your wife too, she on board with everything?
Yeah, she on board, so she got her own business and she also an artist too, and she a full-time mother too, so it's like her business doing real good and she come home and then she trying to take over that, so she feel like all of that stuff is hindering her too, you know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody feel like stuff is hindering really you sacrificing yourself for your family. Exactly. But some people don't got no family where they got kids and like fuck, I'm gonna be just all over the world and don't even know where their kids at. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like you gotta sacrifice it. You can be out here doing all kinds of stuff and not knowing your kid or not knowing what your kid's doing. I decided to do it. Everything that I try to make sure everything that I can do can be family related, and that's what I tried to do. Like with the trucks, I can bring them with me. Everybody know the truck for my kids most of the day. Like, where the kids at? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Or like, and then just stuff like that, man.
Yeah, it's a lot to prioritize, really, man.
It is, man. But seems like you've been doing a pretty good job with the process. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people notice. So, like, has any of the local people reached out to you? Like, you know how Sevo Weekly be doing sometimes.
That's a good topic, bro. I'm the most underrated Charlottesville entrepreneur, I feel like. And I don't like talking about it. Sometimes I've been on it. But nobody ain't never asked me to do nothing. I ain't gonna start saying names. You know what I'm saying? But nobody, for real, yo. And I tell them I'm the grandfather. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And not even bragging and shit, but you know what I'm saying? It feel like I've been like, I'm glad to see how many black businesses out here now. Yeah. Like if you got a black owned business, like if I can help you any kind of way, I'm with it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And but nobody never really, other than like me doing some events and the news picking up on it and coming and doing the story, but nobody, for real, big shout out. You know what I'm saying? Because I had so much to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I said, we just getting started, and like I said, whatever you say is just something to question me because I ain't been on no interviews to tell nobody about none of my journey, and I've been doing it for 10 and plus years.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I feel like people need a place to hear this. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot in this town, but it's like it's no one location to go to receive some kind of information, background, or anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, people see you out here, you know what I'm saying? I've been seeing you for a long time, so, like, that's mind-blowing to me. Like, it's not like you just in, like, the hood, you know what I'm saying? You be in all the areas, you know what I'm saying? So like, what would you say, because I've heard people say this to me, what would you say to the people that may feel like you have everything handled on your own and you don't need any help? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what my wife said. Some people be thinking, or just stuff like that. People would be like, the kids, they think because you got a business. People think if you got a business, you rich, yeah. Yeah. I'm not lying, yeah.
Just because they see you on YouTube, bro, they think you banned up, yeah. For real, yeah. That's how they do, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So they think, yo, but they just don't know how much help. And this probably is my fault because I'm not asking for help. But this year I am asking for help. Yeah. Because I got multiple trucks. Yeah. And I'm trying to offer people jobs now.
There we go.
You don't know what I'm saying? So, but the whole time I needed help. You think I wanted to be on that truck for 10 years? I've been bidding in that truck. You feel me? The kids, I done seen kids. All right, I've been doing it for 10 years. So imagine you 10.
Before you keep going, we're gonna take this break, and then we're gonna get back to you, and we're gonna dig right back into it. All right.
This that savage shit.
So we back from the break. We're gonna let Tony Tone, you know what I'm saying, finish up this subject we was just getting into before, you know what I'm saying, about as far as the 10 years.
But yeah, so we was talking about being in business for 10 years, and I was just saying, imagine like just watching the growth. Like 10 years, somebody was 10. 10 years later, they come back at the age 20. And they had a baby maybe when they was 17 or something, and the baby like 3, and they come back 10 years ago bringing their kid to the truck. And they, like, I'm telling you, remember you was at the truck? Remember when you was a little kid like that? They like, yeah, and I just make me think like, because when I was young, I remember the dude used to come to the hood with the truck. Well, he was like, you remember that African dude that used to be on that truck? You know what I'm saying?
That memory.
So now that kind of like that memory, like they like, I asked people in jail doing like 15 years, and they sister would be like, yo, my brother said he remember the truck. Man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like the idea was that
perfect. It's that needle in the haystack that stands out. So you are that needle like this. You know what I'm saying? That everybody see.
And I'm trying.
How does that feel being a lot of people's memory? Like you just created a whole nother subject. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, that's like a legend.
No, but for real, like you got a memory, but I never even knew. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I love hearing that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Niggas be like, I remember that time we was outside. Yeah. Someone up wanted. I was like, I did
pulled up in the truck.
I did 2 months so bad. I was tired. And then he come around the corner. You know what I mean? Niggas have said that before, like they prayed. I came around the corner.
Yeah. All the testimony came through the joke.
Yo, the truck. That's memories. That's good memories too.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
That's crazy, bro. And that's what I be trying to live for. What I be trying to create with my little ones and my friends and family. Like, yo, memories is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Like you even saying that, you saw the energy and the vibes it brought back. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the shit I live for. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to do and create that.
Do you plan on expanding the store truck and having another one, or you want to open up a store and do it like that and have one on the road for people who can't get to your store?
It's crazy because I actually tried it. I actually been trying. I've been had multiple trucks, but like at first before we had kids, my wife was down like to ride. Like she in the truck, I'm in the truck. Now 3 kids later, she like, I'm not getting no truck. You know what I mean? I gotta cook dinner. I gotta cook dinner. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you right. So I'm like now, and it was like now I got 3 reliable ones. You know what I'm saying? That I know they can get the job done. Yeah. So I'm trying to get help, but I also we had a building before that it started as her hair shop. We split everything in half. She had half the shop, half the store, and we had got it. And you know me, I keep switching ideas. Like I said, I was like, this gonna be my half, gonna be this. Then I said, doing that, I should have just turned it into a store. You know what I mean? But I was over there on Dale Avenue, and the dude with the Rose Hill Market right here. Yeah. I was like right there across from him. So I was like, I don't want to put the old man out of business. It's funny though, but I was like, is he like a legend too? Yeah. So I was like, if I open up a store right here, I was like, the Shell station right here, he right here. I was like, he don't got nothing to do. I was like, no, but I ain't doing. So I didn't. I always wanted to start a store, and I still might be with all of these for real, yo. Because look at all these businesses failing, yo.
Exactly.
Like for real, the Corona shit, and we didn't even touch that topic with the Corona shit.
The COVID.
Yo, this is some shit though. Cause you were
called to C19 because you know how these motherfuckers do out here. You know what I'm saying? They be fucking removing people's shit.
So yeah, we say C19.
Yeah. Okay. C19. The vid.
Kevin
always said the vid. Nah, but
Rona?
So you know,
bro, you know that bitch Rona.
we ain't gonna get too off track of that. But you know how it was. Like I ain't gonna go back too far, but like with Vinegar Hill, how the black people had a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
And then something happened, and then it was like no more. So it was like damn, everybody got their businesses, and they built up all their businesses now. You know what I'm saying? And then this shit happened, and it wiped a lot of them out. And it's like over 30 empty buildings in Charlottesville right now. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be more because every day somebody's going out of business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's there's gonna be opportunities for the black people when the shit start reopening. You know what I mean? So all the entrepreneurs gotta put their shit together and start thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because the building, they might even come down on the rent because people are scared to get a business right now.
Exactly.
It'd be like, but you know what I'm saying? But what I was saying was like how they took it. Now it's a people look at it like they might not get a business, but I'm looking at it like shit.
That's an
opportunity.
Like I'm looking at it like that.
Here. Exactly.
A little lounge area or something.
Something you always could generate money, y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you never said the name of your wife's business?
It's Dreadhead.
Dreadhead?
Yeah, it's Dreadhead. She's been in business, I think it's 4 years now. And we started at that building I was telling you about on Dale Avenue. No, she started just doing it at the crib, and then we went to a mobile, and then she got the building.
So she did have the actual physical location.
Yeah, she got a physical location.
Right, so I'll make sure I drop that link down below for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's what's good, man. So how long you been married, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a journey itself.
So this year on the November 6th, it was our 10-year anniversary.
That's
nice,
good, man.
Congratulations, man.
Went to Las Vegas for our 10-year anniversary. That joint was awesome. Another one of my friends got married that same weekend in Vegas, so it was like a double header.
Yeah.
So it was lit. But 10 years, and that's how long I've been in business too. I mean, before her, I had the cab before her.
Yeah.
But the other shit that we done did, everything else that I done did, she been with me doing it.
So she came in your life and y'all kind of turned up together. It was like you was already on the way and she kind of supported you supported her, and y'all just kind of took it off.
Yeah.
That's what's good, man.
You gotta support the person who had your back. No matter even if you feel like you was the leader, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you see what you do and they see, like, you know what I'm saying? You be like, I do this, I do that, and I do that. Man, but the other person seeing what they do, if you didn't have them for like a whole day, you would see what all the stuff they was doing. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be like, damn, I gotta cook the dinner for the kids. Not saying I can't make the kids no dinner, but that's just automatic.
Hot dogs don't count. Hot dogs. In the microwave. Don't let them explode.
So how did you know, like, as a man, that you were ready to take that step into marriage?
I ain't gonna lie, I don't even think I was ready when I did it. You know what I'm saying? And that led to problems too.
Yeah.
But we got over those problems, and that's one thing about marriage. Like, unless you was already like, just like waiting for that one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then if you was already like doing stuff, like messing with people and doing stuff, and then you meet this person, and then you kind of like, you love them, you want to do this, but you got all these people that you still friends with. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't sure if you want to let the streets go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I was all the way ready, but she was like, to me, niggas want their cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
She was the one. She was beautiful. Like, she was ready. Like, she was like, I could tell her something and she'd do it. You know what I'm saying? That's for real. People don't understand how important that is with a wife. Not saying you controlling them.
Follow the lead.
Yeah, but not you controlling, but if you be like, hey, I need you to do this, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
You can tell y'all got a great support system in each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people envy that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying y'all in general, but that kind of relationship in general, you know what I'm saying? And y'all both got the entrepreneurial, you know what I'm saying, spirit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can do it, you know what I'm saying? I don't need the system. I'll utilize them if I have to, you know what I'm saying? But that shit don't put no stop on me, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna touch one more time on the marriage joint real quick. And I'm gonna tell you, it do look glitz and glamour. But like I want everybody to know, there ain't no relationship perfect, and that you have to want to be with that person. If you don't want to be with that person, you're not gonna take their shit. You can be gone the first time they say it. If you really love that person, you deal with their shit and everything that come with them. You know what I mean? That's the part right there. So if you can't deal with their shit, that ain't the one. You know what I mean? They got too much shit for you. It's not the one. Exactly. But you know what you like, and she could deal with my shit, and that was the most thing that I could, you know, ask for, because all the stuff we've been through, she still stuck with me, and she gave me 3 kids. I got no baby mama drama with no other baby mama, you know what I'm saying? So we lit, and we all artists, and we all entrepreneurs. Right now, the last thing I'm trying to get the kids to think of something that they can do other than music, like a little business. I don't care if it's making some shit and selling it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just to teach them about some little hustle. They eliminate them when I told them they can put their own section on the truck, like the kids menu. They put their money in. Whatever sales come from that is theirs. They gotta put their little money up for it though. You know what I'm saying? Like the little kids menu, like 10 items, all that money we put in the joint, and y'all get y'all to the side to go in y'all account. You know what I mean? Just to show them something. You know what I'm saying? Something else.
Financial literacy, man.
And that's something you really don't see nowadays either, is families. And when I say families, I mean like an actual husband, wife, kids, everybody sticking together. You got family where it's just, all right, relatives and shit, this my family member. But then you got actual family where it's like a bond.
Yeah.
And this generation, man, you don't see that at all.
Yeah.
And to me, it's each his own, but I would like to see more of that, especially with in the black community, because we don't get enough of it. Yeah. It's either a single father or a single mother. Yeah. It's never really mother and father anymore.
Tony, testimony, your family motivates me every time I see them. Like your entrepreneurship, your financial literacy, like you said, your family bond, the way you just teach your kids how to stick together, the way I always see y'all together, man. Like, and the longevity. Yeah. Over 10 years. You know what I mean?
Y'all do music together, y'all do business together. And that's what I be trying to tell some people sometimes, like, the more things you can do with your person, the more it forces y'all to bond, you know what I'm saying? Like in a good way and a bad way, however you perceive it, you know what I'm saying? But like when everybody living separate lives and you got a lot of distractions, it make it very difficult to bond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, what would be like one thing you would be able to get to people as far as like pushing through a tough situation in their relationship?
The main thing is communication. And after communication, main thing is communication. You gotta be able to talk about anything, and you also gotta be able to listen to their ideas and just don't always. Whatever you're seeing, they're seeing something, so you gotta just don't always, like if it's a problem in your relationship, some people always think it's the other person. Always. Like 90% they think it's the other person. But it could be you. So, and it is you, and it is them. But you just gotta be able to figure it out, because everybody got their flaws. You know what I'm saying? So once you understand that, and you can't control the world, some people gotta go to counseling and all of that. And maybe I need to go to counseling, you know what I'm saying? But just like, you just gotta work through it. That's all I can say. If you wanna give up every time somebody make you mad, it ain't gonna work. Because you'll break up every day.
Yeah.
But I guess that also depends on as far as like the direction y'all going in. You know what I'm saying? And I guess like how y'all met, or like what's the vibes. But like, I can see that.
You gotta just want it, man. For real. That's the long story short. Cause ain't nobody gonna rub you all the ways how you want to be rubbed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it is. You want a fairy tale, you go find it. You know what I mean? But you gonna have some problems. Everybody gonna have some problems. You gotta know how to work through them. And if that person is willing to work with you through your stuff, and same thing. That's how you get through marriage. If you ask anybody who's been married for a long time, they gonna tell you like. One of them will be like, I put up with this shit.
30 years.
Yeah.
I put up with this shit.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's good shit, man. That's good shit, man. But on that note, man, we gonna wind this thing down, man. Let the people know where they can find you at, what you got coming up next, what they should be looking out for. So you can definitely find me on Facebook. I said Tony Adams. Our fan page is Miss America and Tony Testimony. Instagram, Tony Testimony. Of course, hers is Miss America at Instagram. Or you can hit her on Dreadhead, Facebook, Instagram. 5 Dreadheads. New things coming. The studio, we been doing a soft grand opening. We're about to go full public. I'm trying to blast it, y'all. I want y'all to be there. I want everybody to be a part of it. I don't care if we just do something there, come kick it there. I don't care what we do. I just want to use this space. I want to network. You know what I mean? I want to do stuff. Like I told you, I just hit Savage up last week. I told you it was a coincidence. And then now I'm here in the room with him. You know what I mean? And we've been talking for a long time. What I'm really trying to do, and when I came in here and seen you fucking with the beats like magic, like right in front of me. This man right here, get at him for the beats, TrakBeatz, sitting here, he asked me what I want. And I was like, huh? He's like, tell me something, man. Next thing you know, he had a beat, you know what I mean? So the next thing that's coming is a label. I know everybody in here probably got a label, but you know what I'm saying? I'm saying for me, and not just for me. I'm trying to find artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I've been doing music for over, like, going on 20 years, just learning it, and I got the resources and the
experiences to help other people do it. So that little person who can sing his little butt off, he ain't got a dime for a beat, studio time, or none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do it. I can't offer them $1 million deal. I'm just that guy that's gonna help you bring your dreams come true. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking of something about, like the label we calling something about dreams come true, or believe, or something like that. Like, cause it's really, I'm gonna help you get to, we're gonna get there together. But I'm gonna got some shit, so I'm gonna help you do your shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I'm gonna find them, we're gonna find them, whoever gonna find them, and we're gonna put them where, like how I'm at this age trying to still do it. Like I look at my kids and I wanna make them, you know, artists and stuff. I wanna help other people too. So I wanna start a label, you know what I'm saying, that's just helping people get their stuff out there. And whatever comes from that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to tell you I don't have $1 million, but I told you, I said what I say, and it's crazy. I said I'm working on some shit.
But you
I'm talking to beat producers, because that's the thing I'm lacking. The only thing that I can't do is make beats. You know what I'm saying? So I'm linking up with beat producers, and I'm trying to make up some agreements with them, get beats produced for the label, so they ain't gotta be rapping over anything. You know what I'm saying? And then we got visual. Sense. I do visuals. He do visuals. I got a couple other people who do visuals. Graphic designers. I got them. I got everything. We all got everything. But it's just when using it to. You know what I'm saying? Like Master P, like I feel like that now. I feel just like now it's time to just do it. Like if it wants some COVID shit right now, but it's like right now with the vid. you know, you sitting down thinking of everybody's sitting back thinking what they would do if it won't the vid. You know what I'm saying? We be doing shows everywhere. But you don't know what you'll be doing. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get it going while there ain't no shows going. You feel me? So I just help them create content, you know what I'm saying? And just help them create content and try to get them generating some kind of income. I'm going to just help some artists. That's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? If I see somebody with talent but they ain't doing nothing, what's wrong? Why you not dropping? Oh man, can't afford studio time. Look, man, we're gonna work something out. Come on in the studio. We're gonna get you a video shot next week, and just start helping people. Because we want to work so much in Charlottesville. Like everybody who shoot videos want to shoot a video so bad. If I tell you to go shoot a video, well, you lit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they want that work. Yeah. But ain't no work really, because it ain't that many people in Charlottesville. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you gotta start making them. Yes. You gotta make them. You gotta make your work. You know what I'm saying? You find your artists, you make them, and you do it. You ain't getting no money. I don't know what you're getting. I ain't speaking on that anyway, but you ain't getting no money anyway, so might as well help somebody else get a little bit and help, help somebody else out, man.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man.
That's a good process, you know what I'm saying? Because I be having people talk about studio time all the time, you know what I'm saying? So to add another studio location, you know what I'm saying, where you can get some good quality work done at, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all tune in, you know what I'm saying? We got my man Cheno Bliss in the building with us, you know what I'm saying? Savage over in the house.
Savage shit.
TrakBeatz, man. It's the TrakWolf Godcast, man. We signing out.
Get the fuck off, come on!
A collective public outcry for justice ringing out on America's streets this week. The tension between black and blue on full display from the front lines of protests across the country.
Their goal is to respect the Constitution, to respect the First Amendment rights, but to also show solidarity. And I think the complexities of this is that as people or anyone
they said America free, they said America white. Black men killed in the streets, parents can't sleep at night. Community begging for peace, police they give them a fight. They protecting a man who took another man's life. They said America free, they said America white. Black men killed in the streets, parents can't sleep at night. Community begging for peace, police they give them a fight. They protecting a man who took another man's life. I don't care if he's black, and I don't care if he's white. They both bleed the same blood, they both have equal rights. How you hate that man, cause his skin not white? Why you think you better, you can't sleep at night? Sit around hating blacks, waving your flag cause you're white. Yeah, I heard you say it's heritage, where my heritage can fight. 1863 proved you gave black men his voting rights. Constitution rewritten, white America don't like. Feel like they losing their power, feel like America lost sight. Why do they hate black people? Why do they take our life? We're already in depression, and our kids they don't like. Talking about they're not racist, they got friends not white. But they mad cause we free, not laboring fields all night. They messed up our culture, split up families, break wives. Then they ask why we mad, like we forgot or lost sight. I got 3 black kids, I'm praying to God while I write. They said America free, they said America white. Black men killed in the streets, parents can't sleep at night. Community begging for peace, police they give them a fight. They protecting a man who took another man's life. They said America free, they said America white. Black men killed in the streets, parents can't sleep at night. Community begging for peace, police they give them a fight. They protecting a man who took another man's life.
America, America, y'all know you ain't right. I get 26, and he got 2 cause he white. Same charge, it ain't right. Ain't got no lawyer to fight. Had to get a court appointed. They will and deal with your life. Ain't even reading my rights. Should've released me that night. And while they searching my car, when I got stopped for a light, they won't stop, it ain't right. Took another man's life. Took away from his kids. Took away from his wife. But this time we gon' fight. I thought we had equal rights. Been harassed my whole life by crooked cops that was white. They even took all my rights. Had a registered gun and that ain't right. I even told him I had it. He slammed me down, I ain't fight. Got 5 years for that night. Then spin it down like he nice. Go do a year in that jail, and here's a felony for life. 10 years past, I got right. 3 kids down there in the white. Got businesses, they have advice. All I really want is a slice.
They said America free, they said America white. Black men killed in the streets, parents can't sleep at night. Community begging for peace, police they give them a fight. They protecting a man who took another man's life. They said America free, they said America white. Black men killed in the streets. Parents can sleep at night. Community begging for peace. Police, they give them a fight. They protecting a man who took another man's life. They protecting a man who took another man's life. They protecting a man who took another man's life. They said America free. They said America white. They protecting a man who took another man's life. They protecting a man who took another man's life. They protecting a man who took another man's life. They said America free. They said America white. They protecting a man who took another man's life.
A collective public outcry for justice ringing out on America's streets this week. The tension between black and blue on
This that savage shit.